Man, it's low-key lockdown, and today we're going to be discussing just how good is Alexander Volcanowski. How did he get from playing rugby to the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world? You feel me? A lot of people are confused about that. I was confused about that. And we're here to clear up all of the confusion, man. First things first, man. He was born September 29th, 1988 in Wollongong, Australia. I want to believe that that's the right way to pronounce it. Hopefully I'm right. I don't know. Currently, he stands at 5'6", 155 pounds, lightweight division, with a record of 25 wins and 2 losses. You get what I'm saying? As you can see from his record, he is no novice, and he has absolutely been a force to be reckoned with in this sport, man. He started off playing rugby. He eventually needed something to do with his spare time, so he went to a freestyle fighting gym where his coach, or a coach, had him spar one of the heavyweights who had already been in there. You know, he's been in there for a while. He's had a few fights, etc., etc. Volcanowski currently had 0 sparring experience whatsoever, and he went out there and completely destroyed the heavyweight, submitted him twice, and the coach was talking to him about, he was like, man, look, you are a natural talent. You went out there and you did something to this heavyweight who's already had multiple fights, and you've never even sparred before, man. We need you to fight. We're going to book you for this fight. You want to fight? He said yes. You know, ever since then, he's been in love with the sport. Ever since he strapped the gloves on, he's wanted to do this. You know, currently he also has, he's been in situations where he went into his mixed martial arts training, learned a lot of grappling, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, etc. Of course, you're going to need those things in order to be a great fighter. But he started off freestyle fighting, just for the record. Man, nowadays, Alexander Volcanowski is out here demolishing guys and just completely dismantling his opponents. And this is how he got to that point. He said his environment shaped him into the tough, rough man that he is today. Hard work, he's seen it all around him. He wanted to be a hard worker, man. He always wanted to be the best. He said that ever since he was a child, he had this burning desire to be one of the fighters, like a fighter, because his family always watched, boxing and stuff growing up, and, he always seen it around him. So he always, he was curious. He always wanted to do it. And we see where that led him today, man. That was a great decision for him. And now, look where he's at. Man, he's went through the complete lightweight division, almost like butter, man. Arguably, he won that Islam Makhachev fight, but, arguably doesn't count. Close wins. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, so we're not even going to include close. But, man, he's destroyed most of his other opponents, being able to outbox Max Holloway, being able to get out of a guillotine from Brian Ortega. Man, his takedown defense is amazing. He was able to stand back up off of the ground after Islam Makhachev put you on the ground. When Islam Makhachev puts you on the ground, you don't get off the ground. For him to be able to get off the ground after that is absolutely outstanding. His takedown defense is A1. He spends no time on his back, less than 20 seconds on his back anytime he's ever on his back, if you even get him on his back. Anytime you get him down, he's standing up. He's going to end up back standing up somehow. I don't know how, but he does it, man. His idea of balance and his idea of, just his body mechanics help him in these grappling exchanges, especially when it comes to, just making sure that he can get back up to his feet. And I think that makes his takedown defense damn near 10 out of 10. His takedown defense is definitely damn near 10 out of 10. Nobody's really submitted him, etc. Look, man, his striking, A1, he's very fast, very shifty, very, very, in and out. His in and out's very fast. He defeats gravity by being 5'6", and, he's very short, so he has to make up for what he doesn't have in height and, genetic abilities and skill. And he absolutely has that, man. His ability to weave in and out of, the traffic of these punches is phenomenal. A lot of people can't keep pace with a guy like Alexander Volcanowski. You can't, because he's so fast and so shifty and so small. He's a hard target to hit at all times. And he also has the overwhelming threat of a takedown, because his takedown offense is also quite up there, man. His takedown offense is definitely one of one. He's up there. He's definitely somebody to talk about when it comes to that. He's a threat from every area and every aspect of fighting in the entire sport. So He's a very well-rounded fighter. I think he is the most well-rounded fighter at 155 lightweight. I honestly believe that, anything that he puts his mind to, he could do in that sport. I feel like if they rematched him with Islam Makhachev, he could possibly win that fight. His preparedness for that fight was absolutely phenomenal. He was able to put Islam on his back in the end and start ground pounding him, which is very new to see from Islam. Islam isn't usually used to being on the ground at all, especially with his back on it. So for him to put Islam in a position where he's on his back and he's punching on Islam is absolutely phenomenal. And that's a hard feat for anybody to complete, man. Look, he's fought the best fighters in his division. He's fighting everybody that he can. He's out there trying to make it, certified. And look, man, I'm the GOAT. I'm going to fight all these fights, and nobody's going to beat me. He only has 2 losses, and most fighters have way more than that. You get what I'm saying? He is out here goating around in an area of sheep, man. He's the GOAT in a farm full of sheep. You get what I'm saying? He uses great feints. His idea of distance management is absolutely A1, especially because he's 5'6". So managing distance is a bit different for him. He just has to be able to move out of the way. And he's able to move out of the way, get in when he needs to, get out when he needs to, make sure that he's always in range or he's out of range when he needs to. So his defense on as far as striking, A1. His defense as far as everything is A1. His ability to strike, absolutely phenomenal. As I said earlier, I believe he outstruck Max Holloway, which Max Holloway, y'all know, Max Holloway throws at volumes. He threw 1,000,000 punches in one fight, and he was out there making Max Holloway hesitant to throw them punches because he throws fast and very hard, and he's very shifty, and he's very hard to hit. You get what I'm saying? Look, especially when he gets you up against the cage. When he gets you up against the cage, man, you're going to open up probably. Not gonna lie, he's probably gonna open you up because he's gonna start punching all over you once you get up against the cage, and he's very great from that area. His ability to get his opponents in the areas that he wants them, he's able to cut the ring off very well. He's able to just, break his opponent down into various compartments. His ability to analyze data is, a top tier, especially after, his ability to adapt is what makes him one of the number 1 fighters, in my opinion, altogether, and why he deserves his pound-for-pound ranking spot, man. Look, he is like a computer, man. Round 1, he analyzes you while, giving you something to think about, and by the time round 2 starts, he done already all the way figured you out, what you do, what's your favorite punch, how to counter whatever your favorite move is. He knows how to jam you up. If you like throwing leg kicks, he's gonna throw them at you, so you don't think about throwing them back at him, or you can't throw it back at him because he's already on it with you. Man, with that being said, man, this is gonna be a multiple part series, so y'all tune into the next video, and we just getting started. Look, this is a very interesting story, and I think y'all should stick around. Honestly, I got a lot of things for y'all in store, man, for this next part, man. So with that being said, we out.